One. Hey everybody, JRay here. Going to do a great recipe today with some slow cooked country style pork ribs. Love this recipe. Very easy. Takes 4 to 6 hours. Went out and picked me up a pack of about 6 to 7 pounds worth of country style ribs. Separated that in half, packed up and sealed half of it for a later recipe that I'm going to do on the smoker. And this one we're going to go and put it in the slow cooker. This is another great family meal, especially if you work, you want to get it in the crock pot in the morning before you head off to work, have meal ready when you get home. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and start by adding the pork ribs to the crock pot. And we're just going to lay them in there. Get them separated as much as possible so they all get to share in the liquid. And then I'm going to add 12 ounces of my favorite beer. I'm going to pour it all over the top of the meat, get it nice and wet. Then I'm going to add some olive oil. I'm just going to maybe two tablespoons worth of olive oil over the top. Then I'm going to start with the spice blend. That has 4 teaspoons of smoked paprika, 4 teaspoons granulated onion, 4 teaspoons granulated garlic. So let's go ahead and get those poured into the mixing bowl, because you're going to want to whisk this up because you're going to dust it over the meat. Then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of rough or coarse ground black pepper. And then I'm going to go with 1 tablespoon of salt. Then we'll give this a little whisk. Get it nice and consolidated and even. And adding that smoked paprika is going to really help with adding that flavor of barbecue to it. And then we're just going to take this handful at a time, and I'm just going to dust it over the top. Get a nice coating, and I'm going to use this entire spice mix. And remember, when you use a slow cooker, a lot of the spices you might think you're over spicing or over seasoning, a lot of it cooks off and dilutes into the fat that cooks off and the beer and the olive oil. Now, just give them a hands and rinse right quick. Go ahead and turn your crock pot on to low. I'm going to set this for 6 hours. 6 hours is more than long enough for this recipe. You want to check it around the 3-hour mark. Check the density of the meat, see if it's starting to fall apart yet. And then you can gauge from there on when you want to stop the cook. So here in a little bit, we'll be back to check in on this meat in about the 3 to 4 hour mark. And that's about the time we'll probably add the barbecue sauce as well, that we'll make fresh from ingredients here in our kitchen. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back 4 hours in. We are ready to start putting together a barbecue sauce that we're going to add to this incredibly smelling. Man, that's good. Smells great. These country style ribs that have been cooking for about 3.5, 4 hours now. Now we're gonna make a barbecue sauce from scratch. So here we go. We've got 4 ounces of apple cider vinegar, and I like to put this in a blender. It's easier than whisking. Got a 12-ounce can of tomato sauce. Two tablespoons Worcestershire, or what's this here sauce. Tablespoon crushed red pepper, because we like it hot in our house. Tablespoon of dried mustard. And I've got 2 teaspoons of brown sugar and 2 teaspoons of cumin going in. Now we're going to get some minced garlic, and I'm going to go with 2 teaspoons as well. Of that ingredient. And now I'm going to go a pinch of salt, maybe 2 pinches. That's a big pinch of black pepper. We're going to close this up, bring in our blender, and give this a go. Gonna get this nice and diluted and combined. We're gonna give this a taste test, because you know you don't want to just not taste it before you add it to all that awesomeness in the crock pot. Wow, that's pretty good. Okay, now we're gonna take our barbecue sauce, and we're just gonna add it. Just add just a little bit to the top of this. Make sure we cover all the meat, and then we can retain a little bit on the side for later, for maybe a dipping sauce. And that's the next step. We're ready to cover it up and let it keep going for another hour, maybe 2, and then it's ready for service. Thank you. All right, everybody. We're here for the final step. We've got these awesome country style ribs cooked down. We're coming about on the 5-hour mark, and they're already starting to fall apart. We've seasoned them, slow cooked them, added the barbecue sauce to them, and now they're just sitting here marinating. It's awesome stuff. My boy here, Aiden, he's joining in. He's going to be my taste tester, and I'm sure I might steal a bite from him or 2. So let's see how this goes down. Got my tongs here. Gonna pull out a full, for, you know, it's a steak basically, but yeah, it's all pork meat. And there we go. Good looking stuff right there. And then I'm gonna tear into it, and I'm gonna try to cut it without shredding it, because it's so like falling apart. I don't even have to use my knife. It just falls right apart. Oh man, it smells so good. Can't wait, can't stand it. Oh, look at that, chef's portion. Man, there you go. It's warm, by the way. Yep. Go use the fork. That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a piece myself. Good stuff.
Really good.
Oh man, that is freaking incredibly good. Wow. And it's so fall apart. It's so amazing. It's so juicy. Forgive me talking with my mouth full, but it is that good. Next time on culinary construction from the culinary contractor, JRay, we're going to use these same pork ribs, but we're going to go with a smoke and some fresh made table sauce, kind of like South Carolina style. I hope you can't wait. Thank you.
Bye.
Perfect.